Hello everyone, I'm Tristan and thank you for joining me on this TOEIC journey, this English adventure. That was a little too dramatic, but we are going to look at questions 126 to 130 of a TOEIC test, and I'm going to show you how to get the correct answer. Now, be sure to check out my past lessons that looked at questions 101 to 125. We are going to get perfect on TOEIC. All right, so let's go to the first question, 126. Let's start by going over some key vocabulary. It says the lack of publicity. A lack of something is a shortage of, not enough of. For example, the restaurant does not have enough staff, so the restaurant has a lack of staff. Example 2, he doesn't focus enough when he works. He has a lack of focus when he works. So notice somebody has a lack of something. Now, lack can be a verb as well. So I can just say, I lack focus when I study. Or if I use the noun, I have a lack of focus when I study. The next word is publicity. Publicity means public attention, often from the media or in newspapers, magazines. For example, Elon Musk received a great deal of publicity when he took over Twitter. Okay, so let's look at this main idea of the TOEIC statement and get the answer. First, we can use grammar. Let's eliminate although. C. After although, you will need subject plus verb 99% of the time. If I say, although summer, the weather was cold, this is wrong because I do not have subject verb after although. So I need, although it was summer, the weather was cold. Notice the lack of publicity has no verb. So eliminate C. Now we can eliminate because of. This is because of the idea of the sentence. If we look at the idea, it says blank the lack of publicity, there was quite a large crowd at the event. So we can see that the event did not get much attention, but there was a large crowd. We can remove because this gives it a reason. You would have to say because of a lot of publicity, there was quite a large crowd. Or because of a lack of publicity, there was a small crowd. But this does not give a reason why there was a large crowd. So now we have B and D. What is most logical? Well, the answer is despite. When we use despite, we say despite noun form, and then we have a surprise. For example, despite the delicious food, the restaurant was not popular. This is a surprise because it should be popular. Or we can put a gerund after. Despite having many skills, she couldn't find a job. She should be able to find a job, but she couldn't. This is a surprise. So, despite a lack of publicity, there was a big crowd. There was a big crowd is a surprise. So the answer is B, despite. Let's look at 127. This is all about vocabulary. Let's simplify the statement. He has a good reputation and, so a good reputation is positive. We see and, so the next section should also be positive. So do people think he is a fair boss? Yes. What is another word for think? Regard. The form is someone regards object as noun or as adjective. Here's an example. I regard the decision as a terrible mistake. So I think the decision was a terrible mistake. She regards the neighborhood as dangerous. She thinks the neighborhood is dangerous. So people regard him as a fair boss. Passive voice, he is regarded as a fair boss. That means people think he is a good boss. Therefore, the answer is A, regarded. Let's look at 128. Well, this answer looks difficult, but let's start by using grammar to eliminate options. First, eliminate B. Prior to is definitely incorrect because it is a preposition. It means before, but it is a preposition, so you need a noun form after it. You do not have subject verb after prior to. For example, prior to her injury, she had been the best player on the team. That's correct. Prior to getting injured, she had been the best player on the team. Correct. But if I say prior to she was injured, this is wrong because we have a subject in she and a verb in was, or you could argue was injured. Therefore, remove B. Now we have a 33% chance, better than 25. Now you can remove D, during which. During which equals during the time that. It is not a super common expression. It is like saying it was a time when. Now, let's look at examples. It was a time during which I didn't have the job. So you're saying during that time, I didn't have a job. Notice the verb tenses are the same. It was and I didn't have, both past. Another example, 2024 will be a year during which the economy will face challenges. So the economy will face challenges during this year. Notice the verb tenses are the same. Future, will be, and the economy will face, future. It is wrong to say he found a job in 2020 during which he has felt relieved. These verb tenses don't match. You have simple past and present perfect. When you use during which, the verb tenses need to match. So let's go with the TOEIC question. It says your application will be reviewed. That's future. Then it says you have provided. This is present perfect. The verb tenses do not match, therefore during which does not work. Remove D. Now remove A. It is the same idea as during which the verb tenses need to match because you're saying it is happening at the same time. For example, while I was walking down the street, I see my friend. Incorrect. You have past and present. If you say, while I was walking down the street, I saw my friend. This is correct. If we look at the TOEIC question, it says future, you will be reviewed, and then you have present perfect. You have provided. This does not match with while. So the answer is as soon as. The idea, first, you will provide all the information. Then we will review. So as soon as you have provided all the information, it will be reviewed. Once, as soon as, when you have provided all the paperwork, we will review your application. So the answer, of course, is C. Let's go to 129. If you have intermediate grammar, you will get this answer. When you use a causative verb, you use it like this. When you use have as a causative verb, you use it like this. I asked my students to write an essay. I had my students write an essay. Notice the form. Subject has object verb. However, let's look at a different situation. I asked the hairdresser to shave my head. So, I had the hairdresser shave my head. That's correct. But if you want to put the object first, my head, you will go object verb ed. For example, I had my head shaved. I had the hairdresser shave my head. Head is the object. I had my head shaved. Another example, I had the restaurant cook the meat longer. Okay? So I see meat is the object after cook. So I can say, I had the meat cooked longer. So let's get this TOEIC question. We will have the construction specialist inspect the building. So we can see building is the object after inspect. We turn inspect into expected and put building before. We will have the building inspected. Therefore, the answer is B. Let's look at 130. This is going to be quick and easy. When you see since to talk about time, you will use present perfect in the main clause 99% of the time. If I say since noun, subject has, have verbed, 99% of the time. Since subject verb, subject has or have verbed. Here's an example. Since I moved to California, I have been running more. I have run more. Therefore, the answer is D, because it is present perfect. We have since November, so I want present perfect before in the main clause. Well, we've done 126 to 130. So far, we have gotten 30 out of 30 on all the TOEIC questions. Stay tuned for the next part of this test. We're going to get perfect. Have a great day, everyone. Please subscribe, like, share, and keep improving your TOEIC score. Have a great day.